welcome to Spirits and Supernatural. I'm Dawn.
I'm Jenny. So glad everybody could join us today as we discuss one of our very favorite vampires, Benny Lafitte.
Benny Lafitte.
He was, is it Feet or just Lafitte since it's French?
Because it ends with a T, you do, or with an E, you pronounce the T's.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Benny Lafitte. Just kidding.
Yes, exactly. That's precisely it.
Okay. Yeah. Very French. I'm very French, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
So today, real quick, the cocktail that we're going to do for Benny is called a Hurricane. And the reason I chose that is because the Hurricane is one of the most popular cocktails in Louisiana, and Benny is a Louisiana boy. So as Dawn is mixing up our Hurricane, I'm going to tell you what the ingredients are. We do an ounce of dark rum, an ounce of white rum, a half an ounce of grenadine or passion fruit syrup. We're doing the passion fruit because Dawn and I, neither one of us care for cherry very much, which is what grenadine's flavoring is. Then you do a half an ounce of fresh orange juice, a half an ounce of lime juice, a teaspoon of superfine sugar, which we did not have superfine sugar, so we're just going to do monk fruit. And then you just garnish it with an orange slice. You're going to shake it up, pour it in a cup with ice, and then we'll, I don't know, drink it probably. Don't forget your orange.
Yep.
When Benny first came on the scene, what were your thoughts about Benny? Did you like him right away, or did he have to grow on you?
Well, if I'm remembering right, we see him. No, I remember because Dean came out of purgatory, and Benny's like kind of soul is like
in his
arm,
and
they have to go dig up his body, and it was definitely very sketchy.
Yeah. No kidding.
Because Dean's just like, we have to do this, and Sam's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and that whole no, Sam didn't know. Sam didn't know about Benny for a while. Yeah, the whole was like, Dean is back, but then he's got this creature in his arm.
His arm is glowing weirdly. Yeah.
And we're like, how did he get back? So this whole season was full of backstory of what happened basically that year between 7 and 8.
Right.
And we find out about Benny. We also find out about Sam's relationship with Amelia.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about her today. I don't know. I suppose we'll have to sometime, but we're going to have to get a really good cocktail because we don't like her, so we at least should have a good cocktail,
what do you mean
right?
We don't like her.
You liked Amelia?
Yeah.
What? You've got okay. Sorry, this is a Benny episode. We will discuss that later. I can't wait to talk to you about her. Okay. So Benny. Back to Benny.
I did really like Benny.
Me too. I loved his little accent too.
Right?
Yeah.
I loved his look that they gave him. Like you could tell what era he was from.
Yeah, like kind of like a newsboy with his little I don't know. Anybody that wears a hat like that, I think of newsboys. I don't know why.
Probably because of the musical Newsies.
You think? Probably. I am not a clever person, so I just get stuck on one thing.
Benny is another one of those interesting situations because he's a monster, but it's not. He's not bad.
Right. That's one thing about this show. It seems like most of the monsters that they find that aren't bad are vampires or werewolves, right?
Well, have they ever given a shifter a chance?
Yeah, they did.
The baby?
No, the Jack episode. The baby. But then the psychiatrist lady, she was a shifter.
Oh yeah.
She was a good. She was a good monster.
All right, I gotta shake this all up
shake
here
that
and
up.
not make a mess on myself. I need a better shaker. Mine does not seal very well.
Yeah, we'll start a GoFundMe. We need better equipment for our podcast.
If you would like to buy us a shaker, email us at spiritsandsupernatural@gmail.com.
Yes. You're doing a lovely job. She covered it with a towel, which also kind of cuts back on the sound, but there's not ice in there anyhow, so it's not going to make a lot of noise. We just put ice in the cup. Noise. So also, if you want to do the mocktail, we recommend that you either get a non-alcoholic rum if you want, but you could just do the passion fruit syrup, orange juice, lime juice.
Just juice it up, basically.
Just juice it up. I guess you could add more sugar if you are so inclined, but I don't think you really need to.
And if you like cherries, obviously, go for the cherry,
Grenadine,
but we will not be doing that.
No, not intentionally.
No.
We will intentionally be not doing it.
Although I did take a mixology class at Minglewood, and the first cocktail that we made, we got to make 2 cocktails. The first one that we made was an old fashioned, and they were like, they had these really fancy cherries that came in like a ceramic vase.
Yeah.
And I did actually use some of the cherry like syrup in mine.
And you're okay with it?
Yeah, it actually like...
Well, you'll drink cherry Coke, right?
I will, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I assume there's no actual cherry in cherry Coke.
Well, this still has a flavor,
right?
Though.
But like when you have like the fruit cocktail mix, like that's kind of
those maraschino cherries
that kind
in
of
there.
Like vague cherry flavor that you have in that. That's kind of what it tasted like.
I don't like that at all. I don't know. Mixed with other stuff would probably be okay. Here's to Benny, our favorite vampire, except for the time that Dean was one.
For 10 minutes.
That's really yummy. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So this is our first time having a hurricane. And I think,
I like the flavor that the passion fruit adds to it.
Me too. All right, so back to Benny because he's
our boy Benny,
the dude today. We meet him. Dean brings him. We don't understand any
along
of that
for
that's
the ride
going
somehow.
on. Right, that doesn't make any sense. And as we get the backstory is how Benny just shows up and kills one of the monsters that's trying to kill Dean in purgatory.
Right.
And we find out while Dean's in purgatory that whole year, that whole purgatory was a weird thing. I liked it. I thought it was kind of cool. I liked how they did the coloring of it and everything. But it was so, like, Dean was still clean shaven. And I know he had a knife. He had a machete. I guess that's how he...
Maybe you don't age when you're in purgatory.
Cass grew a beard.
Unless you're an angel. I don't know.
But... I think he didn't have to eat.
Maybe Dean used the same knife he used to gank monsters to shave while he was in purgatory.
And I don't think he had to eat.
His hair didn't grow, and yeah, he didn't have to eat. So I don't know. Maybe purgatory is different for humans because humans aren't supposed to be there. It ages monsters, but not humans. I don't know.
Because they fought all day long, and Benny helped him, and Benny like befriended him because Benny saw. He knew he could get out of purgatory because purgatory didn't want Dean there because he's not supposed to be there.
Right.
So they have an escape hatch essentially for a human to get out, and Benny could ride him out,
if you will,
in his bicep or his forearm actually. And so I don't know how Benny found out the secret recipe for getting out. Maybe he's just been there long enough.
Well, he had been because he was not from like the 21st century for certain.
Right.
Yeah. So he probably had heard tell of this escape hatch or something. Yeah.
So when Dean was like only human there and Benny befriended him, Benny the vampire who was a good guy, what were the monsters doing before Dean and Cass got there? Did they just fight amongst themselves?
Yeah, like that was the impression I got. It was that in purgatory, it was like
just a free for all.
It was free for all. Some of them would like band together, but mostly it was like, don't get double dead.
Don't get double dead. Yeah. Oh, so the actor that played Benny is Ty Olsson.
Yes.
2 S's. We have not met him in person yet.
No, I want to.
I'm thinking maybe he'll show up in Novi. I don't know. That'd be awesome if he did.
It looks like he was in 10 episodes.
Wow.
7 of those were in season 8.
Okay, yeah.
And then season 10, 12, and 15, he was in 1 episode each.
Okay, so season 10, I think, is when he saves, is that when, no? I don't know. He has to go to purgatory to save Sam. Dean has to like chop off his head. He ends up in purgatory and he saves Sam. And then I know the very last season is when Dean's having that nightmare in the bunker, and Benny is in his dream, in his nightmare.
Right.
So, yeah, I didn't realize he was in that many episodes. 10 is actually a lot for Supernatural.
I mean, that's more than Matt Cohen was in, right?
Adam, what's his last name? The cardigan guy, Adam.
The character?
No, Aaron Bass is the character. Adam Rose.
Yes,
we met him in Columbus.
I was like, Adam, blue cardigan guy.
Yeah.
I don't know
Adam
his last
Rose.
name.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, he was only in 2 episodes, and he does the whole convention circuit at different times. Mm-hmm. And Matt Cohn was in 3 episodes and does the whole convention circuit. And he's wildly popular.
Days? Do we even
I don't know. He's engaged to DJ Qualls. I know that. Is. I don't think if they've gotten married, it's been like
it has
on the
not
DL.
hit the SPN news circuit. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be all over.
He's been in, so Ty Olsson is Canadian, and he's been in some other
He was in
things.
Fire Country, which Jared Padalecki showed up in. I don't know if anybody's watched Fire Country, but if you watch it, you're going to see about 6 to 8 or more people that were in Supernatural show up.
That is a thing I don't know if we talked about before, but I love how the actors, like, they draw in other people to the new projects they're on. I think that's great.
Gadriel. Tomo, he was in it. There's a lot of people in it.
All right.
But this episode's not about
all
Fire
those people.
Country.
No.
It's still about Benny. I loved Dean and Benny's relationship. I liked that Dean had a friend because Dean didn't have a lot of friends except Sam and Castiel.
It's another one of those interesting ones because Dean has always been very like, that's a monster, I kill it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I guess when you're in purgatory, you do what you got to do.
And this guy's fighting. He saved his life.
And Benny saved
saved
life.
Dean's life, and I'm sure that Dean had to fight every instinct in himself not to go ahead and kill Benny. Also,
right?
It must have been really a big challenge
until
for him
they
not
built
to.
that bond.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't tell Sam about him right away. He didn't.
That's because the other thing Winchesters do is keep secrets from each other.
They do.
They sacrifice themselves and they keep secrets.
Yeah. It's really quite sad. But, the show wouldn't have lasted 15 years if they had
not sacrificed themselves or kept secrets.
Yeah. If they hadn't kept secrets, we'd have had like a 2-season episode because they just told everybody everything and it's all done.
Yep.
We're fixed.
Everything's better now.
Yeah.
Totally.
Did you find it interesting how much Sam resented Benny?
I feel like the boys kind of go back and forth with some of the same traits that they do. Mm-hmm. So, like, if it's Sam has found somebody that helped him through something, then Dean is distrustful of that person. Mm-hmm. And then it's the same vice versa. Dean finds somebody who helps him through a really crappy situation, and he has this bond, and Sam doesn't trust him.
Yeah. I've talked to some fans, and some of them think it has to do with the Amy Pond thing, where Dean killed Amy, even though Sam said, I took care of it. Thanks for not killing her. Found out that he did kill her.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I had a friend, and you killed her, so now you have a monster friend, and I don't like him.
Tit for tat kind of thing here. Yeah.
Do you think that Sam was jealous that he had a relationship with him? That he had bonded with somebody?
We have to completely recognize that Sam and Dean are codependent.
Yes.
So
that's a given.
Third wheels, like Cass is like special, I guess, because third wheels just don't fit.
Cass was friends with both of them.
Right.
Although he had apparently a more profound bond with Dean.
Right.
I don't know, but they didn't seem... I mean, they weren't jealous of each other if they had girlfriends, but it's like, you can't have another brother. I'm your brother.
Yeah.
You cannot have another person that could be a brother.
I would definitely say that, yeah.
So you think Sam had jealousy issues with
Benny?
I
would say so.
Do you think if Benny had been human, he would have been a little more friendly towards him?
Definitely. He would have been more accepting, but the fact that he was a monster, and like, how many vamps have they killed?
Mm-hmm. And I know when we get a little bit of Benny's backstory, he had a girlfriend, and Benny got turned into the vampire, and at that time he believes his girlfriend was killed by this vampire that turned him.
Right.
And then that vampire that turned him ended up, his group of people turned on Benny and killed him, and that's why he was in purgatory. I mean, that's kind of a long trail to follow, but
yeah. Well, the vampire families kind of feel like a mafia in a way. So like, if you don't, do whatever, you don't follow the family way, then anything that we consider a distraction, we're going to eliminate.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're going to, ruin in a way that we know will hurt you.
So werewolves have packs.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you call, like, is it, and like witches or covens? So what are
it's
a group?
A nest.
A nest.
Vampires.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that makes sense. They talk about that, going to get to nests of vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, so when bats, like real nocturnal bats, are those nests when they're all together?
I assume so.
When they fly like a bird, and birds have nests. I just try to figure out if that's how it came to be called nests from bats.
Collective nouns for bats include colonies and flocks.
Colony and flock is not a nest.
Camps.
But they sleep in a cave. I'm sure they sleep in other places,
I don't know why
too.
vampires are called a nest. I mean, I guess the vampires do kind of work in like a familial way. Like they're all like, this is your brother now or whatever.
And they mate for life.
Right.
Apparently.
And so maybe because the like stereotypical or classic view of a vampire is the bat, they like consider them more like a flying creature. I don't know.
Guess. Well, like Dracula, the original OG Dracula movie, like from the black and white long time ago, that he could fly. Yeah. Or he turned into a bunch of bats. Like there's movies where they'll just turn into a bunch of bats and then they'll come back together and they're human.
Right.
It's really...
Or they're the vampire, not human. Human form.
They look like a human. Yeah, they're a vampire. Vampires were human at one point until they became vampires. And then they are monsters. But then back to Benny's girlfriend. Assumes she's dead. So he's going to go after the guy that turned him into a vampire and then had him killed. And he finds his girl.
His girl's been turned.
Yeah.
Which, like, there are some vampires who just entirely embrace, like, this is who I am, this is what I do. And then there are other vampires who are like, this is awful, I'm a terrible thing.
Right.
And they don't want it for anybody
I'm going to drink rabbits. Yeah. Exactly. And they don't drink human blood. Or they go to blood banks.
So for the old man, which I think is what they called, like, the leader of their nest, to turn his girlfriend was...
a slap in the face.
Yes.
And he didn't seem to be all that surprised that Benny came back. Maybe he thought Benny would eventually find his way back, and that's why he had to make sure he had...
Well, the vampires, like, have a connection with each other. Like, I almost feel like they can do, like, there's a disturbance in the force with their people.
But I would thought that would have been disrupted while he was in purgatory.
Well, maybe they sensed that he was back when he got out, so they knew that he would come back to them eventually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That seems like a vampire-y thing.
Like the sonar that bats have is what vampires have. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, I don't want to be a vampire. It's not that cool.
No, I would rather not as well, thank you.
But I thought it was really a sad situation.
Oh, yeah, it's tragic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Benny's like, the love of my life. And she's like, she pretended kind of at first that she was all these years, like centuries, had been held kind of captive. But really, she was just the old man's number two. Yeah. She was kind of the leader.
Yeah, she was full in on it, yeah.
And was continuing, and they were pirates.
Vampirates.
Yes. When Dean shares that, he's like, oh, so you're vampirates. And Benny's like, all those years I ran, nobody ever came up with that. I thought that was so funny.
What is it? Dean's like, that's like the second thing you think of. And Benny's like, no, it's not.
Dean's always coming up with the names.
I particularly like that the number of times that we see monsters kind of reform. Or they don't want to live the monster life. They just want to be normal. And Benny does that. Yeah. Like, he just goes, and I think this is just adorable. He finds the diner that his, like, great-great-granddaughter works at. So that he can have that family connection. Exactly. Yes. He still gets hunters coming after him.
And then, is it Marvin?
I think it is, yeah.
Comes after him, and it shows Benny. He puts his head on the bar, and he's like, "Okay, go ahead. You can kill me." And then he didn't. He ended up killing Marvin, but he was willing to lay down his life for his great-great-great granddaughter.
Yeah,
it was very sweet. So one thing that I know, when Sam and Dean were talking about Benny, and Sam said, if Benny goes bad, I'll be the one that kills him. He's like, I'm going to take care of it.
I'll be responsible for it, yeah.
Well, Dean says he'll be responsible for him, but Sam goes, if I ever run into him, I'm going to take him out. Sam's like, Sam had no bend at all, which was kind of out of character for Sam.
I would say.
Because he was the one that usually, like the other vampires that they ran into, which actually Ty Olsson was in an episode before this. He was a vampire, and I think his name was Eli. He was a bartender. It was when we met Gordon. Gordon was going after that nest of vampires, but they were quote vegetarian vampires. They didn't drink human blood, and Ty Olsson was part of that.
That other crew of vampires?
Yes.
What?
Back in season 2, I think it was. You didn't know?
No.
Yeah, because I recognized him. Even on my first watch through, I think I recognized him, but I watched it.
I watched so much
I watched
stuff.
it so close together that it would have been more clear in my mind. Like you would have had a long break in between if I was watching it like originally, like 1 a week instead of like 12 a day.
Right.
Yeah.
I am not one of those people. I only had just noticed in Faith.
Hannah.
The actress who is Hannah. Like, I had only just noticed that recently, so I am obviously incredibly observant.
I love little Easter eggs like that, though. To me, it's so much fun. And they did reuse a lot of actors. They had the big pool of actors in Vancouver to pull from, and they did. So it was, They didn't have a lot. I wouldn't say they had a lot of actors that flew up from LA to do multiple roles. These were day players that came in for one episode and more than likely died, and then maybe came back later for another episode, like Alfie and different ones. Alfie will be fun
when we get around to Alfie. Yeah. Yes.
I liked Benny a lot. I was sad. I thought his end. I felt he deserved a better end. Like. He said when he went to Purgatory to help Sam get back, and Sam came back, and Benny says, I'm staying here. He's like, I was never good up top. He's like, I'm staying here. It was too hard for him. I
remember watching that scene and thinking, Dean is never going to believe that Benny chose to stay. He's going to think Sam killed him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that didn't even occur to me.
Yeah.
Dean believed Sam, though.
I didn't think he was going to.
Yeah. And so Benny stayed in Purgatory because at one point he talked to Dean about the fighting in Purgatory was just pure. That cracks me up. They're killing monsters all day long. There's a lot of splatter.
You're just fighting to fight to survive.
It was pure.
Yeah. There's no, like, think about it. When you are on our earthly plane, you got all kinds of crap to worry about. Yeah. Like, you've got to pay bills, which means you got to work, and you've
slaying different kinds of giants.
Also have to, yeah, exactly. But like in Purgatory, all you have to do
is survive.
Is kill or be killed. Like, it's just that. There's not taxes in Purgatory.
Do they reincarnate?
I don't know.
If you die in Purgatory, are you died? You must be, because you must be, because they talked about they went to Purgatory one more time, and he's like, there's a vampire guy, and he's like, oh, he was dead because he turned on his own. So the vampires they gave us the impression that the vampires killed him in Purgatory.
They ganged up on him.
So he didn't come back. So I'm guessing it would appear as if when you die in Purgatory, then that's finally it. Mm-hmm. So a monster that dies on Earth goes to Purgatory. Mm-hmm. If you die in Purgatory, you're done.
Mm-hmm. All I can think is if you die in Purgatory, you die in real life.
No, that's not it.
I was thinking about how you said it was out of character for Sam to not want to like give Benny a chance. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking a reason for that goes back to the early seasons when Sam kind of saw himself as a monster because he had the yellow-eyed demon's blood in him. And I think that was a lot of his motivation for a long time with, like, you know, trying to give monsters a chance. But here we are, like, Benny doesn't show up till season 10?
Season 8.
8.
Yeah.
Which is a long time after all of the demon blood and whatnot. So, like, has he abandoned that moral? That, like, I feel like that was a core thing for him.
I think part of it was, too, is that he'd been out of the life for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
He was starting to establish a life with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought that he was going to be done. And so maybe he was a little resentful in some ways that Dean came back.
Or he went back to sort of like the primitive way of the hunter, like just kill the monsters.
Came back, and then Sam had the choice which way you're going to go, and he chose to stay in the life with Dean, and maybe he was really resentful of that, and part of that resentment went towards Benny.
It's like, as long as Dean is around, Sam will be a hunter.
We're taking like a deep psychological dive today into this.
I mean, these characters are well developed. I think it's fair.
I say these characters are real. These are our friends.
No, they're well developed. So, like,
there's a lot to unpack with all of them.
Sure, absolutely.
We could literally do a whole podcast, and the only thing we ever talked about on the podcast ever would be Dean or Sam. And that could go for years and years and years.
Just like psychoanalyzing forever.
Yeah.
Benny, was a well-rounded vampire, if you will. I feel like because he wasn't like, I don't know if he viewed himself as a monster. He kind of still did, but he also didn't act like a monster.
Right.
Like
he just didn't want to be a monster.
Yeah.
And he had like you said, he found his family. He found family. He found human family. Mm-hmm. So that means he had siblings at some point.
Right.
Or he had, was it grandchild? Because it was grandchild, then that means he would have had children.
I thought it was.
Hold on, everybody. We got to find this out. Maybe I'm thinking niece.
Maybe it was like a niece or something. Yeah.
Because I was under the impression that the woman that he was in love with, who became the vampire, was the only, was the woman for him.
He was with. Okay.
And so she would have had to have given birth in order for him to have a great-great-granddaughter. It's got to be niece, right? Or it's a plot hole. Do you know anything about it?
No, it's Elizabeth. The girl is his great-granddaughter.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe Benny got around a little bit.
Maybe. I don't know. He was a sailor.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, then I wonder if he was surprised to find he had a grandchild. Maybe he didn't even know he had a child when he got turned.
Yeah.
I want more Benny story now. I think we need
more Benny background.
We need to know,
yes.
I need to know who this child is and if he even knew he had a child before that. That's weird.
Yeah. I need some more Benny story.
Yeah.
For sure.
I felt that way about a lot of characters.
I know. Time with them. Like, please explain everything about their entire life so that I can understand this motivation right now. Thank you.
I guess that's why they have a lot of fanfic.
We have these lovely coasters with our logo on them, and they're like glossy on the top. But when you have a drink that is perspirating,
has condensation,
condensating, it like sticks, and then you drop your coaster on yourself.
Maybe we need some sandpaper and roughen it up a little bit,
or something.
I don't know.
It's like a hockey puck on an ice rink sliding
around. It's still really pretty, though.
They're lovely. Shall we swig rate this situation?
Let's do it.
All right. So,
for taste, for me, I'm giving it a full swig. I think it's delicious.
Yeah, it's very citrusy with the orange and the lime, and the passion fruit works so good with that.
Yeah, I can't even really hardly taste the rum in it.
I'm not sure exactly how this is supposed to resemble a hurricane. It's not blowing me away for sure, but it's good.
It's really good.
Yeah. I would definitely full swig that.
Yeah.
The ease of making, it's pretty simple. There's not any like crazy measuring. You use a shaker because it uses superfine sugar.
Yeah. Just
to get that sugar dissolved. I was thinking if you didn't have that, you could easily use a little bit of simple syrup in the same way.
I'm thinking we probably didn't even need it.
Yeah, no, actually.
Between the juices and the syrup, probably don't even need that sugar, honestly.
Yeah. So it was very easy to make. I even think, if you didn't use a sweetener, that you could just stir it up and you wouldn't even need to shake it.
Nope.
Yeah, it was super easy to make.
Full swig.
Full swig. How much do we think this matched, Benny?
So I'm thinking about how does this match Benny? Right. So he's a vampire, but his roots are in Louisiana. He finds himself in Louisiana when he finds his great granddaughter. And this is like a Louisiana drink. So hurricanes, they come up pretty fast. They blow into town. They leave a lot of devastation and they blow out of town. I think Benny kind of is like a hurricane, like that.
You've thought about this.
Yeah. Hours for sure. So I think that a hurricane actually does match Benny Lafitte because he was that. He blew into supernatural, and it was sad, but he did leave a lot of devastation behind. Not intentionally, but it's what happened. Like he had
because of his nature.
Yeah. And like he had to abandon his granddaughter then. He couldn't be in her life because it wasn't safe. He disrupted Sam and Dean's relationship. So I'm going to give it a full swig on hurricane.
That's interesting.
Hurricane Benny.
I mean, to go off of that, I'm thinking we've got 2 ounces of 2 different kinds of rum in here, and I feel like that's kind of in that Benny's a vampire, but you couldn't tell he was a vampire.
But he's a pirate, and pirates drink rum.
And that's true. He was a pirate too. Clearly, when I think of Benny, I don't think of like really a cocktail like this.
Sure.
So, because this is very sweet and like it's
But
yellow.
Benny was really sweet too. I'm pulling you over to the dark side. Yeah. I don't know. I think that it works well. Does it match Benny? Doesn't necessarily mean that this is something Benny would drink. Although I think he would, being from Louisiana, and it's like their big drink. He probably had a hurricane in his life. He would definitely drink the rum because that's a pirate thing. Yeah. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. So
I can just hear that. I can hear Benny saying yo ho ho. Exactly. I'm not convinced to give this a full swig on Matt. I'm going to go for half. I'm half convinced. On the mocktail ability.
It's easy enough. Juice, and a non-alcoholic rum if you want.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it's too hard to... I have like a non-alcoholic spiced rum at home right now that I could easily do. And that would be different than just the dark rum that we use because the spiced rum has all these other like spices and flavors to it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would like the spiced with the passion fruit, like because the spiced is more like a cinnamon. Yeah.
And I think if you did cherry,
right, it would probably go well with that.
Yeah, yeah, I think this is pretty easy to mocktail for sure. It's mostly juices. Yeah,
it's 4 full swigs for me, so 3.5 for you, right?
Yeah,
that's a respectable swig rating.
It's a passing grade.
Yeah. Next week or next time, we are going to have an extra special one. It's going to be Crowley.
Ooh, and we've got some good guests for
coming in for Crowley. We love Crowley. Can't wait to do Crowley.
It's going to be a great time.
Yes. And I've got I think a great cocktail for Crowley too coming up.
Awesome.
What have we decided? We liked Benny.
I would say I loved Benny. I mean,
I wish we could have had more.
Yeah. And
for sure.
He definitely created some drama.
Yeah.
But I think he was a good guy.
And I think he could have been a great asset. If Sam could have accepted him, I think that they wouldn't have had to part ways. Dean's like, we're parting ways. That's it. You know, you go your way, I go my way. You know, purgatory's over. And relationship's over, basically, kind of. Although he did call Dean when he was in a pinch, and Dean called him. Dean felt like although... The one part that was really sad was when Dean was like, Benny was there, you know, in purgatory. I had monsters. Nobody was there. Benny was there. And Sam's like, well, I'm glad you had somebody that could be there for you, Dean. It was very sarcastic and kind of sad. But he felt like he was replaced. So anyhow, that was good. We got Benny. We got Crowley coming up. We're just plugging right along.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us. As always, we always say we are on socials. All right, everyone, have a great week. Thank you.